Hi everyone, it's Valerie Gonzalez with Vesta Consulting Group at Keller Williams in town. And I wanted to share a conversation that I recently had with a client, and they asked a great question. One of our buyer clients asked me the other day if there was a sweet spot for a down payment. And I thought that was a really, really great question that I would share with you. So honestly, you've got 3% down, 5% down, 10%, 20%. For years, everyone thought that 20% down was the only way to go because that way you avoided PMI. But when it comes to that sweet spot in price or in down payment, in my opinion, the sweet spot's going to be somewhere between 10 and 15%. And here's why. 10% or 15% still leaves you some extra cash that you can use to furnish the home, that you can use for additional costs, and that 10 and 15% range still gives you a really good amount of equity in your home. So we're going to talk about two different things here. We've got your PMI, which we all know, private mortgage insurance. If you don't put 20% down, you're going to have that as an additional payment in your principal, interest, taxes, and insurance. They're going to add on the PMI. And that could be, let's call it a couple $100s a month. Well, two things happen. The more money that you put down, so that 10 or 15%, the lower your PMI payment is going to be. Also, don't forget, your credit score plays a big role in what your PMI payment will be as well. So these numbers will vary ever so slightly from one buyer to the next. So we'll definitely connect you with one of our preferred lenders that you can talk this through with. But what I want you to start thinking about when it comes to how much money you're putting down, if you say, well, I want to put 20% down so I can avoid PMI, you've got to think about how that equity component plays into the role of PMI. So when you have 20% equity in the house, the 20% becomes the breaking point that you need in your home to be able to eliminate the PMI. So whether you acquire that 20% by putting 20% down, right? We know we're not going to have PMI. Or you acquire that 20% equity through appreciation, then you can have the PMI removed. Now, a couple of things to keep in mind. The mortgage company isn't going to automatically remove that PMI. So we will look at what equity you have in your home, and then you will have to hire an appraiser to come out and verify that indeed you have 20% equity in the home in order to have the mortgage company remove the PMI. And that is a very good investment. You're probably going to pay about $500 for an appraisal, give or take a couple dollars, but it's the best investment. Once you think you have the 20% equity in your home, give us a call. We will verify that, and then we can connect you with an appraiser that can then help you get rid of that PMI. So back to the question that my client asked. He was asking about the sweet spot for a down payment. In my opinion, that sweet spot's going to be somewhere between 10 to 15%. One of the things I told him to keep in mind is that, if he puts 15% down and we're starting to see appreciation rates normalize in Atlanta, so we're looking at appreciation somewhere between 4 to 8% a year in the Atlanta area, then we're probably going to be able to bridge the gap between his 15% and his 20% in a year or so. So the other thing to keep in mind for him in this particular instance is that the mortgage company will typically require that you be in your home for 2 years minimum before you can get rid of the PMI. So this plan of action, this strategy for him to maximize appreciation in the next 2 years is actually going to work really well in his favor. He's going to put 15% down on his home. We're going to watch the market. We're going to keep an eye on his appreciation. And in 2 years, he's going to be able to call an appraiser, have them come out and verify that he does in fact have 20% equity in his home to be able to get rid of the PMI. One of the tools that we've been using for our clients, and you should have one of these in your inbox, is that we've been sending you an email on a monthly basis that gives you a snapshot of where your equity position is in your home. If you're not sure if you have 20% equity in your home, make sure that you pop your address in the link below and we'll let you know. If you have any questions about that email or any questions about the equity position in your home, please don't hesitate to reach out and give us a call. We are always here to help.